Before business suits and chauffeurs, Lincoln was a blast. Before Lincoln became the car of choice for presidents and CEOs, it was something else entirely. Bold, experimental, and a little wild. So let's rewind and take a look at 7 Lincoln legends that time has forgotten, but car enthusiasts will never stop chasing.
Make sure to subscribe and smash the like button.
Number 7. The Lincoln Premier Convertible. Now this wasn't just a car, it was a rolling statement. Imagine pulling up to a fancy dinner in a 19-foot-long convertible, chrome shining like a Vegas lounge act, tail fins pointing towards the stratosphere. That's the Premier for you. It screamed, "I've arrived!" loudly in V8. Let's talk gadgets, because Lincoln wasn't playing around. Power everything, seats, windows, steering. If it moved, it had a motor. Factory AC in 1956? Yep, while most cars were still sweating it out. And the dash looked like it was borrowed from a rocket cockpit, complete with ribbed chrome, push buttons, and glowing indicators that looked like they should control missile launches. So why don't we talk about it more? Well, because over in the corner, Cadillac was hogging the spotlight like the cool kid at prom. GM's flagship outsold, outhyped, and outlasted Lincoln's big bets, even though the Premier matched or exceeded it in style and tech. The Lincoln Premier Convertible. It's the car that said, "Forget subtlety, I want to look like I parked a spaceship at the country club." It's rare now, pricey when pristine, and 100% proof that Lincoln once had swagger. If Cadillac was Sinatra, the Premier was Elvis in a gold suit, loud, luxurious, and criminally underrated. Number 6. We're taking a look at a car that looks like it should be dropping your grandma off at church, but actually bullied Ferraris on some of the deadliest roads in the world, the 1953 Lincoln Capri hardtop. Yes, Lincoln, not exactly a name you associate with motorsport glory. You hear Lincoln and you think cushy ride, quiet cabin, maybe something a senator would fall asleep in. But in the early 50s, Lincoln did something completely out of character. It went racing. And not just any racing, we're talking about the Carrera Panamericana, aka the "if you crash you die" road race through the Mexican mountains. From 1952 to 1954, the Lincoln Capri showed up looking like a tuxedo at a bar fight, and won. It took on Ferraris, Porsches, Lancias, the real race-bred machines, and beat them with good old American V8 torque, durability, and a suspension setup that could actually survive potholes the size of bathtubs. So why don't people remember it? Because Lincoln never bragged. No posters, no win on Sunday, sell on Monday campaigns. They just went back to building soft cruisers and let Cadillac hog the spotlight. The 1953 Lincoln Capri hardtop is a sleeper legend. Number 5. The 1950 Lincoln Cosmopolitan Town Sedan. Sounds fancy, right? Well, it was, but also kinda invisible. See, in the early 50s, every car maker was going nuts with chrome, fins, and jet-age flair, a full-on design arms race. Amidst all this, the Lincoln Cosmopolitan looked like the quiet kid in the back of the class. Big, clean lines, sophisticated, and just not loud enough to grab attention. But here's the twist. This Lincoln mattered. First, it came packing Ford's first ever modern overhead valve V8, a serious mechanical leap that finally gave Lincoln something to growl about. This wasn't your granddad's lazy cruiser. It was built to move. And Lincoln didn't just talk the talk, they took it racing.
That's right. This big, mild-looking sedan was the foundation for Lincoln's return to motorsport. It even threw punches in endurance races like the Carrera Panamericana. Elegant on the street, beast on the track. Oh, and let's not forget the presidential pedigree. President Harry Truman used the Cosmopolitan in his official motorcade. Try to imagine Secret Service guys flanking a car with white wall tires and suicide doors. Classy and bulletproof, literally, in the limo versions. So, the 1950 Cosmopolitan might have been overshadowed in the Chrome Wars, but under that smooth suit was some serious muscle, innovation, and star power. It didn't shout, it whispered, "I'm important. You'll figure it out later." Number 4.
Meet the Lincoln Zephyr V12, the last pre-war model from Lincoln and one of the final breaths of the great American V12 era. Now, picture it. Sleek, aerodynamic body lines, that signature streamlined Art Deco vibe, and under the hood, a silky smooth 12-cylinder engine. That's right, not 6, not 8, but a V12. The kind of engine that purred like a jazz saxophone, but pulled like a freight train. Lincoln wasn't just making cars back then, they were crafting land yachts. And the Zephyr V12 was their crown jewel. It had class, power, and enough chrome to signal ships at sea. But then, history stepped in. Just a few weeks into 1942, World War II shut it all down. Civilian car production was halted by government order, and factories swapped engines for tanks and bombers. The Zephyr line, gone overnight. And because of wartime scrap metal drives, most of these majestic V12 beasts were literally melted down for the war effort. Today, finding a surviving 1942 Lincoln Zephyr V12 is like stumbling across buried treasure. They're mythical, rare, and a reminder of a time when car makers weren't afraid to dream big, even if those dreams were cut short by a global war. So the next time someone tells you they don't make them like they used to, just nod and whisper, Zephyr V12. Number 3. The 1941 Lincoln Custom Limousine. This wasn't your everyday family hauler. No, this was the wheeled throne room for executives, celebrities, and high-ranking politicians. Think of it as the uber black of the 1940s, except the black was hand-polished, the seats were actual wool, and the chrome, not fake, real metal chrome. Now, here's where it gets juicy. This was the granddaddy of the presidential limos that would eventually carry JFK, LBJ, and beyond. A true predecessor to the parade limousines of American lore, minus the bulletproof glass because, well, they haven't thought that far ahead yet. Only a tiny handful were made. Lincoln didn't mass-produce these like Fords. Each one was tailored, detailed, and more expensive than a suburban house. You didn't buy a Lincoln Custom Limousine. You were basically assigned one by destiny or a very important government job. Underneath, it packed Ford's big V12 engine because when you're carrying VIPs, stalling isn't an option. It cruised like butter, floated like a dream, and probably made chauffeurs feel like royalty too. So why don't we see them today? Simple. Rarity and rust. Most have vanished into private collections, museums, or Hollywood prop departments. But every once in a while, one surfaces, reminding us that even before tail fins and muscle cars, America knew how to build a car that said, "I've arrived," before it even started the engine.
Number 2. A car that started out as a one-off beach car that accidentally launched one of the most iconic luxury brands in American history. Meet the 1940 Lincoln Continental prototype, also known as Edsel Ford's mobile vacation souvenir. So here's the story. Edsel Ford, yes, that Ford, wanted something stylish and European-inspired to cruise around sunny Florida during his winter vacation. He wasn't looking to change the automotive world. He just wanted a stylish car for Palm Beach. So Lincoln's lead designer, Bob Gregory, whipped up a low, sleek, hand-built coupe with sleek lines and virtually no chrome, just pure style. Long hood, sleek roof, and a spare tire in the back? Iconic. And here's the best part. Once Edsel pulled up in this car, everyone wanted one. Talk about instant driveway envy. People literally offered to write checks on the spot. No dealerships, no sales pitches, just take my money, Edsel. So what did Ford do? Well, being no fool, they said, let's make a few more. And so, in 1940, the Lincoln Continental was born. It wasn't just any car. It was America's answer to European elegance, the proto-luxury GT, the spiritual granddaddy of everything from the Mark series to John F. Kennedy's presidential limousine. And to think, it all started with one man wanting to relax in style. The moral of the story? Sometimes a legendary car doesn't start in the boardroom. It starts in a really good parking spot in Florida.
Number 1. The Lincoln Zephyr Coupe Sedan, the cool older cousin of the more famous Continental. Now, why don't people remember this car? Because the Continental stole all the spotlight, like a younger sibling with perfect hair and a trust fund. But make no mistake, the 1938 Zephyr was doing streamlining before it was cool. Its design? Teardrop-shaped, low-slung and curvy in all the right places. It looked like it could slip through the wind with a martini in one hand. Aerodynamics wasn't just a buzzword here. This thing practically whispered through the air while other cars were punching it in the face. This coupe sedan variant, a funky mix of elegance and practicality. It had rear doors and a stylish fastback roofline. Think of it as the Art Deco limo for people who didn't want to look like they hired a chauffeur. And here's the kicker. The Zephyr was powered by a V12, because of course it was. Smooth, torquey, and incredibly ambitious for a car that was supposed to be mid-priced luxury. So why does it matter today? Because this was one of the first truly American attempts at a streamliner. Not just a car, but a rolling sculpture. It proved Detroit could do sleek without sacrificing substance. In short, the 1938 Lincoln Zephyr Coupe Sedan was the silent style icon that history kind of forgot. But without it, the legendary Continental might have never gotten its groove. Give it the respect it deserves. It was cool before the cool kids showed up.